The world thought it had already moved past the tragedy of Yu Menglong's mysterious case. Months had gone by since the heartbreaking news broke, and though fans still mourned, most believed the story had ended, that justice had taken its final breath in a courtroom where truth was half whispered and half buried. But the world was wrong. A single confession, leaked from a dark corner of an interrogation room, has just ripped the lid off everything we thought we knew. It isn't just shocking, it's devastating. It has twisted the truth into something unrecognizable and pulled the world back into a storm of betrayal, corruption, and fear. It all began in silence. A suspect, whose name the authorities refused to reveal, was taken into custody weeks ago under suspicion of knowing more than he admitted about Yu Menglong's case. For 2 days, he said nothing, no answers, no emotions, just the heavy stillness of guilt and defiance mixed together. Detectives took turns questioning him, watching his every breath, waiting for a crack to appear. But the man's face stayed as unreadable as a locked book until the third night, when exhaustion and fear finally tore down his walls. In the dead of night, under the cold hum of the interrogation room's single light bulb, he broke his silence. The recording, now leaked and circulating across social media, captures a trembling voice confessing the unthinkable. "It wasn't supposed to happen like that," he said, his words fragile yet heavy, the kind that send chills down the spine even before their meaning sinks in. That single line was the match that set the entire investigation ablaze. According to the leaked confession, Yu Menglong's death wasn't an accident. It wasn't even spontaneous. It was orchestrated, planned, executed with precision. The suspect claimed that you had stumbled upon something he was never meant to see, something powerful enough to destroy careers, ruin fortunes, and expose the dark machinery behind a world built on glamour and illusion. He said he was warned to keep quiet, but his conscience wouldn't let him. And for that, he was marked. The confession describes the last night of Yu's life in excruciating detail. A call came in, someone you trusted, asking him to meet in a private location to clear a misunderstanding. He agreed, unaware that the meeting was nothing more than bait. The suspect confessed to being there that night, though he swore he didn't pull the final string. "They said it would only be a scare," he whispered. "They said he'd walk away shaken but alive." But things spiraled out of control. Yu Menglong realized too late that he had walked into a trap. There was shouting, confusion, the sound of struggle. The suspect's voice shakes in the recording as he recounts those moments. He fought back. He wasn't scared, he was angry. He knew what was happening. He knew they wanted to silence him. Then silence. The kind of silence that crushes the soul. "I tried to help him," the suspect cried. "I called for help, but it was too late." If the confession ended there, it might have been dismissed as guilt-ridden rambling. But it didn't. The man began naming names that, according to insiders, belonged to figures with deep influence in entertainment, politics, and business. People who were supposed to be untouchable. People who, for years, moved in and out of the public eye as symbols of success and power. Hearing their names linked to this case has left investigators, fans, and even colleagues stunned. Within hours of the recording's leak, the internet caught fire. Hashtags exploded across every major platform. News outlets scrambled to verify the authenticity of the tape. Some believed it instantly, saying it explained all the unanswered questions from the original investigation. The missing files, the conflicting witness statements, the erased footage. Others argued it was too convenient, too perfectly timed, perhaps even fabricated. But one detail no one could ignore was that several facts mentioned in the confession matched information never released to the public. That one chilling alignment gave the confession terrifying credibility. Authorities have since launched an internal probe to uncover how the recording escaped their custody. But as one investigator told a reporter, "You can't unhear something once it's out there. The damage is done." And it's true, because this leak has done more than reopen an old wound. It has changed the narrative completely. Suddenly, the people once seen as victims are being re-examined. The ones long considered innocent now find their names shadowed by suspicion. The timeline no longer fits. The truth no longer holds. Everything we thought we knew is collapsing under the weight of this new revelation. The confession has painted Yu Menglong not just as a victim, but as a man who discovered something dangerous, something that may have sealed his fate. The suspect claimed that after he learned the truth, he was followed, threatened, and monitored. They tried to scare him into silence, the man said. But he wouldn't back down. That refusal may have cost him his life. The line that has haunted millions since the leak is this: "You think the truth died with him? No. It's been buried alive." Those words, whispered through tears, have become a rallying cry online. Fans, journalists, and even some former colleagues of Yu are demanding a full reinvestigation. People are sharing old videos and interviews, searching for clues that might have been overlooked. Some say Yu's final interviews showed fear behind his calm smile. Others recall cryptic social media posts that now seem like warnings hidden in plain sight. One post, shared just days before his death, reads, "Sometimes silence isn't peace, it's pressure." At the time, no one thought much of it. Now those words cut like glass. Across the world, fans are lighting candles again, returning to memorial sites with flowers and handwritten notes. In some cities, crowds have gathered in silence, playing the leaked audio from their phones, listening to the tremor in the suspect's voice as if it carries the ghost of the truth. One fan tweeted, "He tried to tell us something. He was fighting alone, and now the truth is finally speaking for him." Meanwhile, officials have gone silent. Every figure mentioned in the recording has either deactivated social media or released carefully worded statements denying involvement. Their lawyers have called the leak a gross violation of protocol and warned of severe consequences for anyone spreading it. But the people aren't backing down. Once a confession this explosive goes public, there's no silencing it. Behind closed doors, the investigation has reportedly been reopened under intense secrecy. Sources close to the case say that new evidence has surfaced: hidden bank transactions, deleted messages, and surveillance footage from the night you disappeared. "The puzzle pieces are finally aligning," said one anonymous insider. "And the picture they're forming is darker than anyone imagined." Theories are spreading faster than facts, but one pattern keeps emerging. Yu Menglong was more than a victim of circumstance. He was a man caught between conscience and corruption, trying to expose a truth that powerful people wanted erased. That truth, what everything crashing down. The leak has also reignited about the dangerous undercurrents in the entertainment world. It's a reminder that behind the bright lights, red carpets, and perfect smiles, there's often a brutal struggle for control. Fame is a currency, and power protects its own. Yu, it seems, stumbled too close to the line that divides illusion from reality. And for that, someone decided he had to be silenced. Yet even in death, Yu's voice refuses to fade. This confession has him a symbol of resilience and truth. His story has transcended celebrity gossip. It's now a movement. People are demanding transparency, accountability, and justice. Major media outlets are investigating links between his case and previous unresolved incidents involving other public figures. A single voice in a dark room has ignited a global storm that refuses to die down. But the biggest question remains: who leaked the confession? Some believe it was an insider, someone tired of watching justice rot behind bureaucratic walls. Others think it was deliberate, a calculated move to expose corruption from within. Whoever it was, their actions have set off a chain reaction that can't be stopped. Reports suggest that those involved in the leak are now in hiding, fearing retaliation. One message on a dark web forum simply read, "They're cleaning up loose ends." It's a chilling reminder that the forces behind this story may still be watching, still working to cover their tracks. The suspect's final words on the recording echo through the world like a ghostly warning. He didn't deserve this. None of us did. But it's not over yet. They're still out there. Then the tape ends, abruptly, leaving only the sound of a door creaking open and footsteps fading away. That silence is what terrifies people the most. It's not just the confession, it's the realization that the story isn't finished. Something darker may still be lurking beneath the surface, waiting to strike again. As of now, the investigation stands at a crossroads. Authorities are trapped between public pressure and the influence of those who want the truth buried forever. But one thing is clear. The world is no longer willing to accept silence. Every word in that confession, every tear, every trembling syllable has cracked open the walls built around Yu Menglong's story. The truth is leaking, one fragment at a time, and no one knows how far it will go. The once quiet case has turned into a global reckoning. The leak has shattered reputations, destroyed trust, and rewritten history. What was once seen as tragedy now looks like conspiracy. What was thought to be an accident now reeks of premeditation. And the man whose death once seemed senseless now stands as a symbol of the fight for truth in a world built on lies. For Yu Menglong's fans, this isn't just news. It's justice calling from beyond the grave. For those who loved him, admired him, and mourned him, the confession feels like the first crack of dawn after a long night. But it also brings unbearable pain, because the truth, once revealed, cannot be unseen. The confession that shattered everything we thought we knew has become a beacon, a reminder that truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds a way to rise. And now, the world waits, eyes wide, hearts trembling, because one question still echoes louder than all the rest. If this is only the beginning, what happens when the rest of the truth finally comes out? Just when the world thought it had finally processed the shock of the leaked confession, another wave of revelations has struck, and this one is even more explosive. The case that once seemed buried in silence has come alive again, shaking the entertainment industry and tearing open the secrets hidden behind its glittering facade. What we thought was the truth is now collapsing, and new evidence emerging from the shadows is about to rewrite everything. Authorities have confirmed that after the leak, a second anonymous file was received by investigators, a file containing encrypted messages, photographs, and a private recording believed to have been taken by Yu Menglong himself just days before his death. The voice on the recording, faint but unmistakably his, says, "If anything happens to me, look for the ones who smile the most." Those words have haunted everyone who's heard them. The ones who smile the most, was he referring to people close to him? Friends? Colleagues? Or the powerful figures now under scrutiny? Investigators are struggling to keep control of a case that seems to be unraveling faster than they can contain it. Sources claim the leaked confession has led to a chain of secret arrests, with some insiders vanishing without a trace. High-level meetings are being held behind closed doors, but no one is talking. The silence around the case is deafening and dangerous. Meanwhile, the suspect who confessed is reportedly missing. The authorities insist he's under protective custody, but no one has seen or heard from him since the day the confession leaked. His lawyer has gone public, saying he fears for his client's safety, claiming that forces far beyond the law are now in motion. That statement alone has sent a chill through the nation. If the man who dared to tell the truth has disappeared, what hope remains for justice? Social media has turned into a battlefield. Millions are analyzing every second of the leaked recording, slowing it down, dissecting each word, each sigh, each background noise. Some claim to hear a faint metallic click, a door unlocking, seconds before the suspect stops speaking. Others believe it was someone entering the room. Could the leak have been deliberate? Could the person behind the camera have planned to expose everything, even at the risk of their own life? And then there's the most disturbing rumor of all, that Yu Menglong's phone, long believed to have vanished, has resurfaced. Unverified sources online claim that it contains encrypted files that could expose the very people responsible for his death. Investigators are tight-lipped, refusing to confirm or deny, but the sudden flurry of activity around the case suggests something big is about to break. For those who knew Yu, this isn't just another scandal, it's a war between truth and power. Former colleagues have begun to speak out one by one, dropping hints that he had become aware of something dangerous in the final months of his life. A close friend revealed anonymously, "He told me he had proof. He said, 'If they silence me, my silence will speak louder than my words.' I didn't understand then. Now I do." That statement alone has reignited global fury. People are demanding accountability. Protests are forming outside key studios and production companies. Banners bearing Yu's name and image are being raised with one message repeated over and over: justice will not die in silence. But the deeper investigators dig, the darker it becomes. Evidence now suggests the cover-up began even before Yu's death. Communications intercepted, contracts destroyed, and witnesses coerced into silence. This wasn't a simple crime. It was a coordinated effort to erase him and everything he stood for. And yet, despite all that power and all those lies, the truth is clawing its way out. Whispers from within the investigation claim that more recordings exist, fragments of conversations between Yu and a mysterious contact known only as the Architect. The nature of their connection remains a mystery, but the nickname alone has fueled speculation that this person may have orchestrated the entire deception. If the next leak confirms their identity, it could ignite the biggest scandal in entertainment history. As for the public, the obsession has reached a fever pitch. Forums, fan pages, and online communities have turned into digital detectives' offices. Theories run wild. Some say Yu's death was linked to a hidden project that threatened to expose corruption. Others believe he was preparing to leave the industry altogether, taking with him secrets certain people couldn't allow to surface. What makes all of this even more chilling is how calm Yu appeared in his final appearances. He smiled, laughed, and charmed his fans, yet behind those smiles, there was fear. The same fear that now grips an entire industry. Because if what he uncovered could destroy so much, then who among the powerful elite is safe when the truth finally breaks open? Every hour, more pieces of the puzzle fall into place. Every leak brings the truth closer to the surface. And every silence from those accused makes them look guiltier than ever. The confession wasn't the end. It was the spark that lit a fire no one can extinguish. Now, the world watches with breath held tight. Investigations are spreading beyond borders, journalists are racing against time, and fans refuse to let the story fade. The legend of Yu Menglong has transformed from tragedy to revolution, a symbol of truth rising against the forces that tried to bury it. And as more evidence comes to light, one thing is certain. This case is no longer about one man's death. It's about a system built on lies finally facing the power of truth. The leaked confession may have started the storm, but what's coming next could rewrite history. The final revelation is close, and when it drops, the world will never be the same again. Stay tuned to K-Drama Spark, because this story is far from over. The next leak could explode at any moment, and we'll be the first to uncover every hidden truth, every betrayal, and every shocking twist behind Yu Menglong's case. If you want to be part of this journey, if you crave the truth, the suspense, and the heartbreak that only real drama can bring, then don't just watch. Subscribe now to K-Drama Spark and turn on your notifications. The truth is unfolding fast, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.